What up, Dokkanners? We received a data download last night that is just all about the EZAs. So instead of making a video just on the data download, I figured this would be a video covering the upcoming events because the EZAs are set to drop tonight. That's right, folks. In 8 hours, well, not in 8 hours, but 8 hours after Global's daily reset, 17 hours after JP's already completed daily reset, that is when the EZAs will drop. Now, if you don't want to do math, and if that's too confusing, all you have to do is simply just click on the new Dokkan Wiki link in the description, and it will show you exactly what time it drops for you in your specific time zone. So this is the absolute easiest way to figure out whenever things are going to be happening, just by looking. You know, that's typically what solves the issue. So let's just jump in. Let's talk about hidden potential builds, team recommendations, all that good stuff to get you guys ready. 60 plus stones are coming in today. Now, before we jump in, I do want to point out that they have made a very conscious effort to make the grinding process a whole lot more manageable, which I give them props for. This is actually one of the best things that I've seen in quite some time for Dokkan. The Dokkan Awakening support campaign, they implemented this during the Dokkan Festival's initial release. You basically get extra medals for clearing specific missions, making the grind that much more bearable. Remember, it takes 11 runs on the highest difficulty for one Dokkan Festival TUR to awaken. For an LR, it takes 35 plus 35, which is 10 plus another 5. That's 15 runs on just one Dokkan Festival LR. 15 runs times 2, that's 30. Plus the banner units, which require 5 each, that's 40. That's 40 runs on Dokkan events to get all medals required to awaken all 4 new characters. That's a lot. So this helps take the edge off a little bit, which I very much appreciate. And that is also extended to the Part 1 EZAs as well. So you're going to be getting medals and you're going to be getting Hercule statues to basically cover you on the whole thing. The money will take care of all of the EZAs, which is a very expensive thing, especially for new players. And the medals clear the sub EZAs. Because we've got 4 EZAs happening, the 2 main beneficiaries of the EZA require 30 of everything, right? Which are these 2. But then the sub EZAs require basically half of that. And normally what you'd have to do is you'd have to go back into the event to then run through it extra to get those extra medals. But now they're going to give it to you for free just by getting to level 10, 20, 25, 30. A much needed huge props to Dokkan for this one. This is actually a very nice update. You no longer have to go through it again to get those medals to awaken these 2 units, and they're actually pretty good. So I am very excited for what we have coming up tonight. Make sure you guys subscribe, hit that notification bell so you don't miss the action. I will be going live on the channel to do these EZAs tonight. So now, before we jump in and take a look at the event details, I wanted to go through my hidden potential recommendations for these 4 units. So we're going to start with the Mai. The INT Mai time traveler is 130%, defense plus 120. She raises defense on the super for 1 turn, causes premium high chance to stun. So defense plus 120, attack plus 80% when attacking. Time travelers support key plus 2, attack plus 40, defense plus 40, plus an additional key plus 1 attack and defense plus 10 for characters who are super class, which is awesome. Even better support. High chance to stun both in the passive and in the super. When an enemy is hit by the character's super attack, great chance to dodge from that enemy. So this is kind of like the LR 200% Gohan. If you hit someone with an ultra super, you get an extra damage reduction. Same way, this unit gets a dodge factor, which is great for 1v1s. So on red zones, for Birth of the Shadow Dragon events, things like that, this unit is actually pretty nice. Plus an additional defense plus 80 when attacking, and foresees enemy super attacks when HP 70% or less when there's a Future Saga category enemy. So this is a fantastic unit in terms of supporting Future Saga on a 1v1 situation. My recommendation is max dodge, balance additional. Max dodge, balance additional. The reason for this is simply because that 70%, while it seems like it's a lot, it's not always going to come in handy if you get that 30% where it just doesn't happen. So this is what I did for my unit. Let me know in the comments if you guys agree or disagree. But I gave her 29 dodge. I gave her max additional, which is 6. And then one of the skill orbs that I gave her also had a 4 critical, so I just gave that to her. So let me know in the comments how you guys would build this unit. Do you guys agree? Do you guys disagree? And let's move on now to the physicals Gowasu and Zamasu. This unit is a crazy good support. So this unit is a Realm of Gods 130%. Greatly raises attack and defense, causes supreme damage, and seals. All allies key plus 3, defense plus 70, plus key plus 1 and attack plus 30 for all allies when all allies attacking the same turn are Realm of Gods. This is nuts. Key plus 4, attack plus 30, defense plus 70 for 1 support is pretty nuts. High chance to dodge. That didn't change. I kind of wish it did. Key plus 5, attack plus 140, defense plus 70 when attacking extreme class enemies. Attack plus 70, defense plus 140 when attacking super class enemies. Plus an additional attack and defense plus 70 when performing a super attack. So I like how this unit is built. It's a support unit. I wish that the dodge was a little bit more profound, but still, I like how this unit is built. I get the design. The design is to put him in slot 3, provide some nice support. If you're fighting a good guy or a bad guy, this unit is prepared for either one, although the key does take a big dip when you are fighting super class enemies. So this Gowasu Zamasu should be fighting bad guys, as it makes sense in terms of the lore, right? So how do you build this unit? Well, my recommendation is, again, full dodge. Yes, I am pushing the dodge agenda. Why? Because it's necessary. Some of these units just need it. 50% ain't gonna cut it. If you've seen some of my runs recently, you know that with a 50% chance to dodge, it is not going to get you through all the time. You are going to get unlucky. So what I did was I gave this unit max dodge 20, and then I gave balance additional. I don't really care about this unit dealing damage. That's what other main Dokkan Festival headliner units are for. This is a support, so I am going to embrace that very fact. The additional is to allow for some cushioning should the dodge not occur. If the dodge doesn't happen, where it bypasses the high chance check plus the 20 dodge check, and we do get hit, hopefully with 1 or maybe 2 supers under its belt, maybe we can survive whatever it is that's going to hit us. So that is why that is my build. Let me know in the comments if you guys agree or disagree with the Gowasu and Zamasu. Now we move on to the major big boys, which are the Dokkan Festival units, starting with AGL Zamasu. This guy is amazing, incredible. Realm of Gods 170, attack and defense plus 140. Raises defense permanently on the super attack now. Extreme class key plus 2, damage reduction 40%. Recovers at the start of the turn, recovers health at the end of the turn, and then turns into Fusion Zamasu on turn 3 for sure. This guy raises attack and defense, so he has now double stacking, and he has 50% damage reduction. So this guy is the perfect slot 2 buddy for the slot 1 Fusion Zamasu. I'm going to be calling this the Shaq and Kobe combo, because that is how devastatingly powerful this 1-2 punch is going to be. Key plus 2, attack and defense plus 150, extreme class key plus 2, plus an additional attack plus 50 when supering. Launches an additional super attack within the same turn after receiving an attack. So if you put this guy in slot 1, there is benefit. So this guy works not only in slot 2, but in slot 1. Recovers 10% when HP is 90% or less, which is crazy. Recovers 10% at the end of the turn every time the character receives an attack 5 or more times in battle. This becomes less and less of an issue with more attack and defense stacking, plus with this 50% damage reduction. This guy is insane. Then you can turn into Corrupted if you want on the next attacking turn. This guy becomes less of a tank, more so of an offensive beast. Attack plus 300, key plus 6, defense plus 100, reduces damage by 30. Massively raises attack for 1 turn, causes an immense damage, and massively lowers defense. Plus additional attack plus 50, high chance to crit when attacking. So this takes care of the critical. Launches an additional super attack every time the character attacks 2 or more times in battle, up to once within a turn. Plus an additional defense plus 50 when performing a super attack for 3 turns from the start of the turn. Disables enemy guard, superclass allies, and enemies attack minus 10%. So how do you build this monster? How do you build this transforming Zamasu with seemingly all that he needs already? Well, my recommendation, I was going to say my additional. My recommendation is max additional and no dodge. What? Yes, no dodge. I am not pushing dodge on this unit because I think the main thing that you want is this unit to gain as much stats as possible as quickly as possible. If you put this guy in a slot 1 situation, you would get even more additional, so you get the best of both worlds. But ideally, if you put this guy in slot 2 with max additional, you could be launching up to 1, maybe 2 super attacks per turn. Combining that with his regen, with his damage reduction, in maybe a 2 or 3 turn setup, he will be really, really good. So good, in fact, he could probably even run your slot 1, at which point you would then get that additional. So I think max additional is the ultimate way to go. In terms of the balance, you could go dodge. I don't think it's worth it, because assuming you put him in slot 2 for the first few turns, but giving him dodge, I don't think is as necessary. Plus, he's got the damage reduction. He's got the defense boosting. I think if we take advantage of his first 2 forms, assuming you want to keep him at this state and not at the corrupted fusion state, if you give him some critical, there would be an opportunity for him to deal some nice damage on this form as opposed to having to change to this. Because when you change to this, you have no defensive stacking anymore. What you got is what you got. And you only have a damage reduction of 30. So there could be some potential uh-oh-ness happening during this form. So that's my opinion. Let me know in the comments if you guys agree or disagree. Are you going to put some dodge on this Zamasu or not? Moving on to the last of the Fantastic Four, and that is the TEQ Trunks. This unit has also become much, much better than what he used to be. So let's quickly go over what he did, what he does. Not what he did. We haven't even used him yet. Future Saga, 170%. Both, by the way, they lead Super and Extreme Class by 130. So that's going to be useful when we talk about the team building in just a second. Attack and defense plus 140. Super Class Key plus 2. Launches an additional attack that has a high chance of becoming a super. Crit plus 30 within the same turn with each attack performed. So if you launch multiple attacks, your crit goes up by 30% on each attack, which is nuts. And I'm just going to tell you right now, critical is taken care of across the board. You do not need any critical, which makes me cringe at the thought of the 5 critical on this unit. I wanted to give that 5 to something else. He gets a base 5 crit, which I hate. raises attack permanently, greatly raises defense for 3 turns, causes immense damage, and then he transforms on turn 3. The goal is to get him to transform into future Trunks or the Super Saiyan Trunks because this is where he shines the brightest. Attack and defense plus 150, greatly raises attack and defense and causes immense damage. So he is double stacking in the best way possible, doing it twice. Super class key plus 2, key plus 1 up to 4, attack and defense plus 25 up to 100. Launches an additional attack that has a great chance of becoming a super attack. Launches another additional super attack, another additional attack that has a high chance of becoming a super attack from turn 4. So this guy could be launching up to 4 supers in one turn if you're lucky. Your main super attack, your hit of potential if you got max additional, and you've got these 2 as well. That's 4 greatly raising attack and defense in one turn. Think about that. Just think about that. Chance of performing critical hit plus 30% within the same turn with each attack performed. So again, critical is taken care of, and with all of these additionals inbound, that critical is going to be looking mighty friendly on the 3rd or 4th attack. So yeah, this guy is more than okay with what he's already got. And then when he goes Sword of Hope, we eliminate all additionals. He's all about the nuking, so he gets attack plus 40, defense plus 20, guaranteed critical hit. He also gets an additional attack plus 50 when performing a super attack, and superclass allies key plus 3 with 4 or more key spheres obtained. So he's kind of got that Infinity Zamasu group support thing with 4 tech key spheres obtained, except this one is any type. Randomly changes key spheres of a certain type to tech other than tech. So this guy massively raises attack for 1 turn, causes immense damage, and massively lowers defense. How do you build this Trunks? My recommendation is either max dodge, balance additional, or max additional and balance dodge. I think probably max dodge is the better way to go because this guy has no damage reduction. The only thing that this guy has going for him is a defensive multiplicative boost early, which you don't really get to take advantage of in his first form because you're only going to be here for 1 or 2 turns. So actually only 1 turn. So I think max dodge is the way to go because if this guy gets supered in slot 1, slot 2, or even slot 3, pre-super attack, you're in trouble. So I think that if you go max additional, you could, I mean, as long as you're lucky and you don't get hit on the first couple of turns, you'll be fine. But as long as you keep that in mind, and I know that, you know, dodge has kind of been the topic of conversation a lot recently, but look, if someone like me is talking about the importance of dodge, that should tell you something. If somebody like me is saying that AGL Goku Vegeta benefits from dodge, there's got to be something wrong, right? So with this guy too, his main flaw is that he cannot protect himself. He doesn't have guard. He doesn't have damage reduction. Your only 100% damage reduction would come in the form of a dodge. So that's my take. If you guys agree or disagree, let me know. I've given him max additional because that was how he was originally built. I gave him max additional and then balance dodge. I will probably tweak around with this with a little, maybe a couple skill orbs. I will have to burn some stones to make sure that he's built the right way, but I'm going to do it because if it's ultimately the best way to build a character, that's most important to me. So now let's go through the actual event progression. These 2 events cover all 4 EZAs. Standard event progression for both. So we are going to be getting 30 stones for clearing 30 stages, plus an extra 4 for these specific missions. So both of these guys also gain 80% damage reduction against their same type. So basically the point of this is to fight Trunks, bring bad guys. To fight Zamasu, bring good guys. If you bring bad guys, they will not do as much damage. Now the category weakness for these 2 events, for Zamasu, it's Battle of Fate. And for Trunks, it is Time Travelers. So ideally, you want to bring extreme Time Travelers to Trunks' event, and you want to bring super Battle of Fate characters to Zamasu's event. So now let's go through and take a look at what are some potential team builds. In terms of the damage reduction, yes, you would do less damage, but it doesn't mean that you don't necessarily have to bring those. So if you want to bring extreme class Battle of Fate characters, for example, you want to bring LR Tech Fusion Zamasu, you can. Because if you do, you will be able to tank against the AGL Fusion Zamasu. You won't do as much damage per se, but you will still be able to tank. And I know that this looks very confusing. Pay no attention to this part. Just look at this part on the right. It shows all of the extreme types, but there is no super type displayed. That's because the extreme types are the ones that gain the damage reduction. All right. So now let's take a look at the teams. So we've got the Extreme Z Battle preview here. So this is what we're looking at. What you're seeing before you are the various Battle of Fate characters that could lead your team that are not the standard Battle of Fate leads. We've got the Dokkan Festival Worldwide Download. We got the 8-year anniversary. We got the Kid Buu, and we got the Super Saiyan 2 Goku Gohan, or Super Saiyan 2 Goku, Super Saiyan 3 Goku. So if you have these characters, run them as your lead. Problem solved. But if you don't have them, these are some of the characters that you guys could run as lead alternatives. You could run the Gohan. He could lead Battle of Fate and Kamehameha. You could bring Orange Piccolo. He would lead superheroes. You could bring a Realm of Gods Battle of Fate. World Tournament Goku is a great one because not only does he have a sub lead for Battle of Fate, but he also fits Earthbred fighters and powerful comeback with some nice characters there. You've got Trunks. Trunks, even pre-ZA, still fits the bill because he leads Future Saga and he leads Superclass by 120%. So you've got some great options outside of the core 4 that you see right here. So let's go over a couple of teams with this in mind. Let's do a Kamehameha team first. So let's do Battle of Fate and Kamehameha. This is why I recommend that you utilize the Extreme Z Battle preview screen and use your full match, partial match to put together some possible teams here. So Battle of Fate, Kamehameha, we'll run this guy as the lead, and then boom, a bunch of tech units, we're done. There you go. This takes care of the Zamasu battle because we got type advantage across the board. The one unit that does not have type advantage is an AGL with guard, so he's covered. So this is actually a pretty stacked team right here. If you don't have a full tech crew, you could bring other units. Let's do Super Saiyan 4 Goku. So Super Saiyan 4 Goku is Super Saiyan, or what is it? Goku's family and Battle of Fate. So let's see what we can put together here. We could run Ultra Instinct. Good luck on the dodge, I suppose. I'm not running him. You could bring STR Kaioken Goku. He has type disadvantage, but he is on Battle of Fate, so he will still be able to tank relatively well. We'll throw in a couple of these guys. Super Saiyan 2 Gohan. These two are free-to-play units, so we'll bring them for some support. And then, I don't know, Beast Gohan. There you go. There's a team right there. Let's do Superheroes and Battle of Fate using Orange Piccolo as the leader skill since he is one of the most popular units right now. Let's run him. Superheroes plus Battle of Fate, we bring Vegito. Trunks and Vegeta is a fantastic unit for this event because this unit can cover pretty much all the leader skills that you want, both in terms of Time Travelers and Battle of Fate, and he links very well with the TEQ Trunks. So that is a good one. We could bring this dude, this clown, I don't know, and then throw on that guy. There you go. There's another team. Let's put together one more sample team for the Battle of Fate side. Let's do Battle of Fate and what was another team that I was looking at? I forgot some of the leader skills that I put on here. Oh yeah, Earthbred Fighters. Let's do that. So 23rd World Tournament Goku, Earthbred Fighters, and Battle of Fate. So this guy is our lead. Then we will run AGL Goku Blue. Let's run TEQ Trunks. Let's run INT Super Saiyan God. And then let's bring, I don't know, a couple supports. We already have him as a support. And you know, we could even bring him. Demon King Piccolo would work. He won't do as much damage, but he fits the bill. He will tank no problem, so he could actually fit on the team. If we want to try Powerful Comeback, though, we could swap out Earthbred Fighters for Powerful Comeback, and that will give us... Ooh, let's throw on Jiren. There you go. There's a team right there. You just run double TEQ Goku, he'll steamroll the competition, no problem. So that is another look at a Battle of Fate team. Now, let me just do one more for the free-to-play folks out there, because the good news is free-to-play is very doable on this one. So if we were to do Battle of Fate, and assuming I want to run that Earthbred Fighters World Tournament Goku combo, I'm going to run this 1000-Day Goku as my lead. This Kaioken Goku gives me guard, so he would fit. I'll throw in the Super Saiyan 2 Gohan, the Super Saiyan Goku, great supports. They have type advantage. And this guy, actually, isn't he Earthbred Fighter? No, he's not. No, he's not. Okay, so we can't run him. We could run this guy. He's got dodge. Let's switch to oh, I didn't even use Earthbred Fighters. Oops. Earthbred Fighters, there we go. So now this team fits. Let's get one more in here. So let's check Powerful Comeback and Earthbred Fighters under free to play. If we don't have one, I'll just bring some regular. Yeah, we don't have anybody. So let's just look for a Powerful Comeback or Earthbred Fighters character that is free to play that could fit this team. Jackie Chun. There you go. Jackie Chun works. He's got type advantage. He's got guard alongside a Turtle Skull ally. So yeah, that is my team for free to play. So let me know in the comments what sort of team you are going to be running for this upcoming event. Are you going to be trying the free to play challenge or not? Now let's move on to the TEQ Trunks Extreme Z battle. Again, same event progression as I mentioned. Time Travelers is the category of weakness here. So since we want to be bringing bad guys and we want to be fighting a TEQ unit, presumably you want to be looking at INT Time Travelers that are extreme. So that obviously brings in the INT Goku Black. Now in terms of the leader skills, we do have a few here. Hearts might not necessarily fit a lot of you guys because you don't have him, but this guy's been around for a while. So INT Goku Black works. STR Bojack works. These two are great leader skills, 150%, but there are a few others. So let me actually go through some of my team leads that we could run. There you go. Here are some possible team leaders for Time Travelers. Just a few, not all of them, but just a few. So you could obviously run the Zamasu. Depending on which EZA you do first, you could bring the other leader skill to that event to help out. So assuming you take care of the Zamasu EZA first, this guy would lead not only Realm of Gods at 170, but also Extreme Class at 130. So that works. You could bring an Android Cell Saga team with this guy who also fits Time Travelers. And if you don't have everyone fit that main leader skill, you could take advantage of his Extreme INT alternative. So that is also good. If Future Saga, Trunks, and Vegeta, they work great both on the extreme side and the super side, so that could work. If you have one good guy leading with a bunch of bad guys, that'll be just fine. Final Trump Card / Patara with the Vegito can work. I think this might be a bit of a tight squeeze, but we'll check. We've got Android Cell Saga again. You've also got Dragon Ball Heroes. If you don't have STR Hearts, you could always use the INT Where's Waldo. So he works great because he also has great dodge. He gets more dodge, I think, per time travelers on the team. So if you don't necessarily have full Dragon Ball Heroes, you could throw this guy on another time traveler's team and then just have him have full dodge. So he'd be extra useful. So now let's go through some possible team builds. Time Travelers, let's do Time Travelers Extreme, and let's do Future Saga. So this means you could run Goku Black as the lead. You could run AGL Zamasu as the lead. Remember, we're fighting TEQ. So if we run Zamasu as the lead, we'll bring Goku Black. We'll bring LR Rose. Some of you guys might not necessarily have some of these characters, so this might be a bit tougher to run. But that's why you can run other characters that are not Future Saga. So let's do these. You can't, if you bring this guy, you can't bring the INT one. So let's just say you don't have the LR INT. You have the AGL one. You could throw him on there. You could bring Rose Zamasu. If you got Fusion Zamasu, bring him. If you have the other one, he also would work. He would also provide some extra defense to your Realm of God's allies if you have those. So he could fit. And actually, wow, we have a full team here. So yeah, this does work, but it might be a bit of a tight squeeze. So if you don't have a full Time Traveler squad that fits Future Saga, let's take out Future Saga and just do Extreme Time Travelers. We could throw on every big bad boss that we could possibly bring. Cell, Bojack. Waldo doesn't have the big bad bosses, but we could throw him on there. We'll throw on Where's Waldo. We throw on Garlic Jr. Oops, that's the SA5. Throw him on. Freaky Toa is a nice support. If you don't have her, you could bring Zamasu for some healing. Zamasu will give you a 7% heal per super attack plus 40% damage reduction. So he's good. There's a squad right there. Let's try a Bojack-led team. So Bojack leads Space Traveling Warriors and Time Travelers. So let's start with Time Travel. Actually, let's do Space Traveling Warriors and Time Travelers, because Space Traveling Warriors does give us a better leader skill. So let's do this. Space Traveling Warriors and Time Travelers. What do we got? It's just basically the Hera clan. So you would have to bring in Zangia. You could bring in the INT Bojack. You could also bring in Hearts if you want. But assuming you guys don't probably have a lot of those characters, we would have to then just settle for the Time Travelers. So bring anybody else. Again, you've got big bad bosses. A lot of big bad bosses are Time Travelers. We could throw on Cell. We could throw on Fusion Zamasu. We could throw on... Who are some other big bad bosses that I haven't covered? Celis. Celis is a big bad boss. And he doesn't rely on Dragon Ball Heroes units. He, in fact, relies on Time Travelers a little bit because he can provide some support. So Celis is actually a pretty good unit to throw on there. So there's another team. So now let's go over an Android Cell Saga team, because that might raise some questions. How do you build an Android Cell Saga team? If this guy's your lead, you could throw on this dude. Although if you are bringing this Cell, you might as well make him the lead. So let's actually do that. Android Cell Saga Time Travelers lead Cell. Then we'll bring Perfect Cell. Then we'll bring Perfect Form Cell. Or these guys are named different. This is Perfect Form. This is Perfect Cell. So we could do that. We could throw him on there. We could throw that. Those are all of the androids that we could possibly throw on here. But don't forget, this guy also leads Power Absorption. So let's switch over from Android Cell Saga to Power Absorption. And what do we got? We got Boo. We got Alms. We got Mira. I think Alms is actually best because he provides support and he is a big bad boss. Although he is a bit of a flight risk in terms of typing, but you do have damage reduction, so it won't be as bad as you might necessarily think. He raises defense. If you give him max dodge, he would be even tankier. So yeah, that could work. But if you don't want to, just bring him. So those are some teams you guys can put together for these upcoming events. Let me do one last attempt though with the free-to-play side. So you don't have to necessarily be pay-to-play to thrive on these events. So let me do Time Travelers. Let's see what we got here. In terms of a leader skill, we do have a Time Traveler's lead, but unfortunately he's only at 100%, which is kind of low. So if you want to bring a full extreme team and you are trying to make this team as strong as possible, I don't think artificial life forms can do it. Let me actually see. Can we do artificial life forms plus Time Travelers? No, we don't have enough. So actually, I think it is only going to be 100% leader skill, which will probably be a little bit tougher. Can we do Time Travelers and Terrifying Conquerors maybe? Nope, not enough. So yeah, we're just going to have to settle for the 100% leader skill. It's fine. We will have a good friend unit to carry us the rest of the way. So let's do this. We'll bring Goku Black. And then I will bring the Demon King Piccolo. He has nice damage reduction. I'll bring Cell for some healing. We've got big bad bosses across the... Actually, wait, you know what? This guy has big bad bosses, but this guy does not. Does he? Yeah, he does not, and neither does this guy. He only gets big bad bosses after he transforms. No, he doesn't even have it there. Yeah, so a couple big bad bosses will be missing. Who else can we throw on here? We could throw on Cumber. I mean, at this point, it's just filling out the roster, right? Cumber, and then, I don't know, this guy. So we got some support, we got some heavy hitters, and then we'll have to rely on the main unit to do most of the heavy lifting. But there you have it. That is the full breakdown for all of these EZAs, the upcoming events in terms of team composition. Don't stress out too much about it. It's very easy. Bring bad guys for Trunks, bring good guys for Zamasu. Enjoy these busted EZAs when they finally drop on Global and JP. And once again, I will be going live later on tonight. Guys, thank you so much for watching. If you enjoyed the video, be sure to leave a like down below. Let me know in the comments how you guys would build these 4 units. How would you build the Mai, the Gowasu Zamasu, the AGL Zamasu TEQ Trunks? What teams do you have ready to go for these upcoming EZAs? Let me know your thoughts overall in the comments down below. Also, be sure to subscribe for more Dokkan content in the future and click the notification bell so that you let us know you want to see more of my stuff. Do it. Thanks again. Stay tuned and remember to Dokkan responsibly.